Welcome to Kush News, the newscast of the African diaspora. I'm your anchor, Ochanda, daily bringing you the top stories from Africa and the Caribbean. Let's take a look at today's news on Thursday, June 20th, 2024. We go to Nairobi, Kenya, where our field journalist and affiliate Godwin has more on the protest for the Finance Bill 2024. Godwin?
All right, thank you so much, Ochanda. Here in Kenya, things are really hot. The National Assembly has voted to approve President William Ruto's contested Financial Bill 2024 in the second reading amidst countrywide protest against taxation measures in the proposed law. The bill sailed through the Thursday evening in a roll call vote that was undertaken after some members disputed the outcome of the vote that had been done by acclamation. The members had already petitioned Speaker Moses Wetangula for a division. A division is where members stand up for their seat to cast votes, and typically it is taken when the results of the voice of the vote is called out when 2/3 vote is required. Mr. Wetangula granted the request, but instead of the division, he allowed members to vote by roll call. According to the results announced by Mr. Wetangula after the roll call, the House voted 204 against 115 to send the bill to the committee stage.
You know, yesterday I tell some kids, you're 15, please don't go to we'll let us agitate for you for now. When we need you, we'll call you. 15-year-olds are in my TikTok DMs asking me if they can join, what they can do. Hata wana namba ya M-Pesa, and they want to join.
Tumechoka! Tumechoka! Ruto must go! Ruto must go! Stop making us feel like we wasted our time to go to school. We just graduated. Why is the government stop inaacha kwa ajili mbona? Secondly, the government is not employing us all. We are trying to have businesses. Why is the government making the business environment so hard and so unbearable for us to survive in that sector?
But to be honest with you, ukiangalia your finance bill, they're going for the digital creation tax. Wamesema wanaingia kwa M-Pesa zetu. I mean, at the long run, sisi ndo this young generation, most of us are in universities right now, tuko karibu kuingia kwa job market. I can confidently tell you, half of my class, half of them, maybe they are not even employed right now.
The youth are doing what is right and what our constitution is asking of us. So you see, the demonstration have been very peaceful, and you can see there's nothing has been destroyed, and the youth are still protesting, and they are asking for their voices to be heard.
We have turned out in the streets of Kisumu, and we want to demonstrate peacefully against this rogue and draconian finance bill 2024-2025. And we are saying as a people of Kisumu County that enough is enough. We want to tell William Samoei Ruto that you are the president of this Republic of Kenya. You must listen to the people. You swore to protect the interest of the hustlers. You have turned up against the hustlers. Whatever taxes you are imposing against the hustlers of this country is something that must be rejected.
I am saying as an advocate who advocates for teenagers, tutanyesha na Karen Nyamu alisema Karen Nyamu alisema that anatumia tampons. Hata sisi tunatumia tampons na tunatumia menstruation cups. As a leader, you are not supposed to stop talking about things simply because you do not feel it personally. As a leader, you have to stand for other people. We stand for girls in the villages, we stand for women out there who cannot afford these things, and we will stand as women. Tutanyesha leo, tutanyesha kesho, na tutatoka leo, tutatoka kesho, and nothing is stopping us. President amesema kwa last statement yake that ni sijui nani wana make hizi, tunasema IMF na World Bank will not control us. Sisi ndio voters wa hii country na hawata to control.
Mr. President, kuna kitu ulisema. Ukasema kwamba ati we can picket all we want, but decision making has to be done by institutions. We want to tell you this, Mr. President. Sisi wananchi ndio the biggest institution. Sisi ndio tunapiga kura. Sisi ndio tunaamua serikali. As much as we're not the one making the decision right now, we will make the decision very, very soon.
We are not going anywhere. We are rejecting the finance bill. Parliament tutafika. Niskume.
I'm here for Kenya, I'm here for my people, I'm here for your rights. Nitoe. Nitoe, Baba.
Reporting for Kush News from Nairobi, my name is Godwin, the newsman. Back to you, Ochanda.
Thank you, Godwin. Those in Kenya, let us know your thoughts on the protests as well as the finance bill 2024. Do you think it needs to be amended, removed, or do you think that everybody, politicians and protesters, need to come together? We go to Ghana, where the president insists on better relations with South Africa. The president of Ghana has pledged to strengthen ties with South Africa. He also expressed confidence in South Africa's continued growth as he congratulated President Cyril Ramaphosa on his second inauguration. In his congratulatory message back on June 19th, Nana Akufo-Addo highlighted the foundation of mutual respect, trust, and shared passion for peace that underpins the relationship between Ghana and South Africa. Ghana's president also expressed confidence in South Africa's future under Ramaphosa's leadership, noting that the country's continued growth will have a positive impact on the African continent. He stressed the timely significance of his leadership in Africa, and it seeks economic recovery, social progress, and integration. South Africa's President Ramaphosa's re-election was secured with 283 votes in the parliament, defeating Julius Malema of the Economic Freedom Fighters, who received 44 votes. The African National Congress formed a coalition government with several parties to create a national unity government. Those in South Africa and Ghana, let us know your thoughts on Ghana's president seeking deepening ties with South Africa. Let's stay in Africa, where funding for vaccine production is on its way. World leaders, health groups, and pharmaceutical firms announced the $1.2 billion in funding to produce vaccines in Africa. This announcement was made at the Global Forum for Vaccine Sovereignty and Innovation in France on Thursday. The COVID-19 pandemic exposed gaping global inequalities in access to vaccines in Africa, which is facing numerous health crises.
As many speakers have said today, the COVID-19 pandemic exposed and exacerbated many of the inequities that are at the root of so many health challenges on our continent. Nowhere was that more clear than in access to vaccines and other medical countermeasures. Early in the pandemic, with the leadership and support of President Macron, Gavi and WHO and other partners established COVAX to facilitate equitable access to vaccines. Together, we distributed almost 2 billion doses of vaccine to 146 countries, saving an estimated 2.7 million lives.
The COVID pandemic claimed millions of lives while exposing a new dimension of inequality between the developed and developing worlds. The virus did not leave any country unaffected, but timely access to vaccines and therapeutics was deeply uneven and unfair. In the urgency of the moment, Africa and its partners vowed to work together to build vaccine research and manufacturing capabilities for the long term. Once the pandemic passed, it would have been easy to forget this commitment and go back to business as usual. I therefore wish to commend France, the African Union, and the Gavi for convening this important meeting and actions flowing from that.
Speaking at the gathering, French President Emmanuel Macron said the African Vaccine Manufacturing Accelerator would be a quote-unquote essential step towards a genuine African vaccine market. A recent resurgence of cholera in many parts of Africa has highlighted the need for more local vaccine producers. Also at the forum, the Gavi Vaccine Alliance, which helps distribute vaccines for more than 20 different diseases to poor countries, announced that it is hoping to raise $9 billion for its vaccine programs. The alliance says that the project aims to make $1 billion available over the next 10 years to help boost Africa's manufacturing base, to improve global vaccine markets, and prepare to pandemics and disease outbreaks. The Geneva-based alliance says that the accelerator project will inject funds into manufacturers already in Africa once they hit supply and regulatory milestones. This is with an aim to use the market to drive down prices and encourage investment opportunities. Officials say that the project will explore issues like technology transfers as well as the possibility of a creation of an African medicine agency and tackling regulatory hurdles faced in the pathway and patchwork of legal systems in Africa. Those in Africa, let us know your thoughts on the global community putting funding together for vaccine production in the motherland continent. We go to Egypt, where they celebrate World Refugee Day. Egypt and the world celebrate World Refugee Day on June 20th each year. This occasion serves as a reminder of the suffering of millions of people worldwide who have been forced to flee their homes in search of a safe and dignified life. Egypt has long provided a safe haven for all who have sought refuge within its borders after being compelled by harsh circumstances. Egypt continues to fulfill its international obligations, currently hosting refugees and asylum seekers from 62 different worldwide countries. Egypt adopts policies based on the respect of human rights and the human dignity of refugees and asylum seekers. In the global context, where crises are escalating and intersecting, and international and unprecedented levels of cooperation remains the only effective and sustainable way to address refugee issues. On this occasion, Egypt reiterates the importance of intensifying international efforts to ensure the fair and sustainable implementation of the principle of burden and responsibility sharing. Those in Egypt, let us know how you celebrated World Refugee Day. Also across the African continent, let us know if you were aware that it was World Refugee Day. And also, if you are a refugee or asylum seeker in another country, please drop a comment below. We want to give you a chance to tell your story. We want to give more people the chance, especially on weekends. We don't really run. So, if you want to have a one-on-one conversation with me, please reach on out. Let's go to the Caribbean. And there we go to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, where they announce new flights to Grenada. St. Vincent and the Grenadines airline St. Vincent SVG Air is set to increase its service to Grenada. The Grenadian Tourism Authority said that the SVG Air is set to add a new Wednesday flight between Grenada and Curacao on July 3rd of this year. SVG Air will use its 19-seat Twin Otter to service the route. The Minister of Curacao, Tevin Andrews, stated that the new Wednesday flights between Grenada and Curacao by SVG Air is a significant boost for the sister isles. It enhances accessibility and supports local businesses and attracts more tourism. It's reported that travelers can look forward to a journey enjoying the same 20-minute flight with a schedule designated to cater the needs of both business and leisure travelers. Those in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, let us know your thoughts. Let us know if you are looking at taking a trip to Grenada and its sister isles and maybe any other neighboring territories. It's a pretty awesome 20-minute flight, huh? Not bad. When we come back, we'll have today's African proverb of the day. Don't go anywhere.
new release of the Spring Summer collection. Visit www.mccadero.com.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at today's African proverb of the day. It comes to us from Uganda. What's going on, land of the banana? And it reads, water that has been begged for does not quench the thirst. Once again, water that has been begged for does not quench the thirst. Ugandan proverb. You know what this proverb is relating to is begging. When you beg for something and you don't work for it, you don't enjoy it as much, or you don't necessarily see, what the fruits of those labor are, because you didn't commit any labor. You just begged for it and somebody gave it to you. It's like a charity case. They often state that, those homes that are built by other people, those aren't kept as well as, for instance, or for example, somebody who built their own house. For somebody that builds their own house, they're going to try to maintain it as good as possible, versus if somebody else builds your house, you're not as likely to care about it as much. Let me know your interpretation of today's African proverb of the day, as well as your thoughts, views, questions, comments, and concerns on the top stories. Don't forget to hit that like button. Make it your best friend. For Kush News on Kush Convos TV, I'm Ochanda. We'll see you soon.